Welcome, this is a REALME 6S, and today I'll show you a couple of tweaks and tricks that you can do on this device. So starting off, we're going to begin with the dark mode, which can be easily accessed through the notification panel, and you will have the toggle right over here, and while tapping on it, it will change your system into dark mode, and that includes things like your notification panel is now in dark, and majority of the apps as well. So if we go into settings as an example, you'll see that now it's all in dark mode. Also things like messages, dialer, as you can see, everything is in dark mode. Now this won't include every app, probably some apps that you will download from Play Store will not be included by this, and the developer needs to either add or implement their own dark mode or add support for the Android 10's version of it. So moving on, we're going to go into the refresh rate, which allows you to increase the refresh rate of the display, meaning that you can display more data on a display per frame or per second, I would say. Just probably the easiest way to explain this is imagine a slideshow, and imagine that the slideshow is showing 60 slides but per second. So that's the default one, but on this device we can increase it to 90, so you will have basically additional 30 slides of images more to view, which in terms make animations and just overall navigating and scrolling through things way smoother than it actually was before at 60. And by default you might not actually see this when it's enabled, you might not realize it, but the moment you see the difference, it's kind of hard to unsee it, I would say. So to get it enabled, you want to go into the settings, then display and brightness, and we should have the screen refresh rate right here. So set it to 90, and then it will be all set. Now, I don't have any way of actually showing you the difference between the 90 and the 60. The camera records at 60, so anything above that will not be captured. So even though right now, for me, it's at 90 and I can see the difference on the recording, this difference will not be visible at all. It will look exactly the same as it does on 60. So it's something that you will have to test on your own device. So moving on, we're going to go into the notification center, which by default, if you pull down, you have the search, as you can see, but there's a way for you to actually be able to pull down the notification panel right here instead of getting it straight from the top. So again, to get this enabled, we're going to go into the settings, and this time we're going to go into home screen, so right below, and then let's see, swipe down on home screen, notification center, and now if we leave, you can see that we're swiping down the notification panel, which in my opinion is a better option to slide down on rather than the search. I can search my stuff on the field right here if I want to, and all the apps are right here along also with the search, so I don't really see the purpose of the other one. That's just me. If you prefer to have the other search, then go right ahead. I rather have the notification. Then moving on, we're gonna go into the gesture navigation, which will remove the buttons from the bottom as we have right now and substitute them for, well, gestures. And to get those enabled, we're again going to go into these settings and then scroll down to convenience tools, navigation buttons, and switch it to swipe gestures from both sides. You'll have an animation right here of how it works, but the gist of it, slide up quickly to close up, slide up and hold from the bottom to go into recent, and swipe from sides to go back. So starting off with the back ones, you can see that the moment you slide it, there is a arrow visible. You can also slide it further, and this will go to the previous app. As you can see, it appears with a dialer. Same thing goes from this side. As you can see, it does the same thing, and if you slide it further and hold it, it again switches to dialer. So if I slide quickly from the side, it just goes back. Then if we slide and hold, it opens up recent, as you can see right now, and if we are in an app and just slide quickly, it simply closes it. And it, as you can see, it removed the buttons from the bottom, also shifted the entire page a little bit down to accommodate the empty space that previously was occupied by the buttons. So now moving on to the last thing that I wanted to show is a simple split screen, but on this device it has a neat way of being enabled. So normally when you're trying to enable, you would go into recent, tap on the 3 or 2 dots and go into split screen. So this is one way you can do it, but on this device it is fairly easy to launch it. So number one, open up an app that you want to have on top, which as an example I'm going to use YouTube. It seems to be one of the better options. And once it's open, with 3 fingers, swipe up, it cuts it like so, opens up your home screen, and from here you can open up any other app that you wish to split screen with. So for instance, Chrome. And as you can see, now we have split screen. It's a fairly quick and easy way to launch it. And once you want to leave it, all you need to do is just drag one all the way down and close it. So this will conclude all the tweaks and tricks that I wanted to share. And if you found them helpful, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.